Hey guys, this is Matt with 4hydroponics.com, and today we're going to be talking about taking care of thrips in your garden. First, we want to talk about what a thrip is and how to identify whether you have thrips or some other pest. Identification is always key when you're taking care of pest problems. The signs of a thrip infestation will be silver streaking on your leaves. Literally, it's reflective in nature and it looks like silver deposits on your leaves and little strings. You'll see actual plant damage where the thrip is actually digging into that leaf tissue and sucking out the cell contents. And right around that damage, you will also see black little spots or flecks of black spotting, which is actually their excrement. So they're actually pooping on the leaves on top of everything else. So all around, not something that you want to have. If you notice that you see that kind of damage in your garden, it's most likely thrips. To be sure, you want to take some of those leaves that are showing the damage, flip them over, and look for any kind of the larval stages of thrips. The larval stages of thrips that we mostly see are yellowish, whitish in nature, very small, little worm-like. They sometimes have a green gut on the inside. You can actually see through their skin. They will run around on your leaves causing damage for a good couple weeks. At the end of their life cycle, they tend to drop down into your soil to actually turn into a full adult. And when they turn into a full adult, they actually can fly. When they're flying, they have fringed wings, which looks very unique to a thrip. And if you see an insect around and you can grab one, if their wings have little fringes all the way going up and down, you know you got a thrip. It takes about 2 full weeks to get a thrip to full maturity, so if you see the damage and you're not seeing anything flying around, you can jump on it really right away and hopefully they'll never make it to that full adult stage. If you do get to a level where you're seeing adults in your garden, they do make traps to try to trap those adults and monitor your population and start trying to break that life cycle. But the best way to get rid of thrips with insecticidal products, soaps, things like that, or predator mites is to basically go after the larval stage and kill enough of the larval stages in a row long enough to basically break that life cycle. You can do that with predator mites, green lacewings, pirate bugs, a couple other ones out there that will take care of thrip problems. You do want to make sure you have a good source of those. They get shipped overnight. You want to keep them nice and fresh, and then make sure your environment's ready to handle those. Those little bugs, some of them will fly up into lights and stuff like that, so you want to just prepare yourself for something like that. It is a good way to get rid of bugs, but you do have to do it properly, release them properly, and make sure you have a large enough volume of the predator mites to take care of your problem. What most people end up doing is using some kind of insecticidal soap or a actual insecticide itself, or some kind of oil product to get rid of them. So we'll talk about some of the more popular ones here. There are other ways that I don't have here, but these are some of the most popular ways. My favorite is the spinosad or Captain Jack's dead bug. Anything with spinosad in it does a really good job. That product actually is a bacteria that goes ahead and kills larval stages through basically screwing up their nervous system. We want to use that anywhere from 2 to 4 times and every 3 to 4 days for application rate. They make it in a ready-to-use bottle, and they also make it in a concentrate bottle. It's very gentle on the plant when used in the proper dosages. Plants don't seem to mind it really at all. It is listed for organic farming in a lot of places because it is bacterial in nature. It was created in a cool way. Guy found it basically down in a distillery in Jamaica, isolated it, brought it back, and turned it into what it is today. So it comes from a natural source that was actually happening in nature when he found it, which is a really cool way to find something like a cool product like this. Next you'll see is the neem oil products, Azamax, the actual straight neem oil. The Azamax is basically more like a refined neem oil. It has the active ingredient inside of neem oil. It has it in a boosted level, so it's a little bit more effective than a straight neem oil in my opinion, and it also seems to be a little bit more, it dilutes better in water, so it's easier to use in a sprayer. This will also affect thrips pretty well. It coats the leaves, and through a multitude of things, through starvation and screwing up their reproduction cycle, it will take them out eventually, but I tend to lean toward the spinosad over neem oil. But if you're doing like regimens to keep things clean, neem oil is also pretty popular, and that will help control any kind of thrip problem you have. The Monterey insect spray is very similar to the Captain Jack's. It's just a different version of it, and it's nice they make a concentrate, really good price on it. So if you're doing large applications, you might use one of these concentrated forms to take care of your problem. Next up would be the insecticidal soap. Another good way to get rid of thrips. The soap I have seen, if you ever use soap, I do feel like it maybe dries the leaf surface out a little bit more than I like. I do see a little bit more damage from soaps than I like to see, but when used properly with the light cycles off in moderation, it doesn't seem to affect them too badly. The spinosad, I feel like, makes less stress to a plant than the soap does, or the neem oil does, but it is also an option. So if you have some of that around and you want to try that out, it does do a good job. All around, thrips will cause eventually a lack of growth, yield, overall health of your plant. It stresses them. They're trying to fight this pest infestation off, and doesn't give them a lot of chance to make flowers, to make more branches, to make more leaves. They spend a lot of their energy fighting pest problems. So if you see any of these signs, go out, grab something like this, give it a good treatment. I do recommend doing it in the dark cycle or very low light, so turn your heavy lights off, leave some T5s or fluorescents on, or go in there right before the lights shut off, spray everybody down. Make sure you get all the different little nooks and crannies, and I would recommend maybe misting the top of the soil down just a little bit. So I hope this video helped you guys out. If you see any of those problems, we have all this stuff on our website, fullhydroponics.com. Jump on there, grab something, and get the problem taken care of as fast as you can, and try to keep them from going any further in their life cycle and break it as soon as possible. So I hope this video helped you out. Come back, see us next time. Thanks.